Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Sam B right here with the Tune Up Show. So check it out, right? Now, what we here to talk about? What am I here to talk about? And whoever listens. You know, it is what it is. I try to push these videos out as much as I can. Because it's a lot going on. But as usual, like I said in the last video, you got to take care of yours. You got to make that money, right? You got to make that money. Or what money we know it to be. Which goes into my next video that I'm doing right now. Let it go. What do I mean by let it go? Of course, you see the thumbnail, you saying, well, Sam B, it's real easy for you to say, you're not rich, you're not a millionaire, you're not this, you're not da-da-da-da. Like, yeah, I get that, but that's not what I'm saying. Because, see, I know what pumps and fuels this society. Money pumps and fuels this society. But also, right, what fuels currency? What fuels money? Human beings. Because, see, you hear the sayings, if you don't work, you don't eat. Why do they say that? Because if you don't work, you can't pay for the food that you need to eat. Which brings me to a lot of points I'm going to be making tonight. And who knows? I don't know. This video may be 30 minutes, 40 minutes, hour. I don't care. Because this is the tune-up show. And we got to break it down in bite-sized pieces for people that can't quite understand why things are happening the way they're happening, right? So we're going to get into it. The banks, Silicon Valley, all this other stuff that's happening. I don't have all the ideas. I don't have a lot of answers. I have solutions. We can talk about this. I'm very open. And I'm also open about exactly what's happening. Religiously, spiritually, financially, let's talk about it. Because this is all happening for a reason. And you have a group of people out here called the globalists, the powers that be, they, quote unquote, these people are making this happen. And I have no choice but to reference the Bible, talk about God, talk about prophecy, because anyone in their right mind knows, hey, something else is going on here. So I'm going to shut up. I want to be dealing with InfoWars and the Bible tonight. So if that turns you off, you don't like Alex Jones, or you don't want to hear about the Bible, now is the time to just click off. I urge you not to, because it might just help you out. So that's it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about letting go this fiat currency. This is what it is. It's all banknotes, all written on paper. And it's being controlled and arbitrated by people that most likely don't like you.
I can see in the aftermath of the crisis, people are very, very concerned about the United States' relationship with China.
There's in other words, of a second Bretton Woods, but it's not on the cards yet, and I think this is where we have to work on the intellectual structure of such a deal.
And so this is a breathtaking step, which effectively nationalizes or federalizes the deposit base of the U.S. financial system.
Look, the bottom line is this. Americans can rest assured that our banking system is safe.
Mr. President, what do you know right now about why this happened? And can you assure Americans that there won't be a ripple effect?
Do you expect other banks to fail, Mr. President?
Should all depositors be protected at all banks?
What I do want to do is,
You know, I gotta put this man on blast for that. That's why I put back the whole screen. Yeah, you see what he just did? Just walked off. That's the most gangster stuff I've ever seen done in a White House press conference by any president. Just say what you're gonna say, and I'm out. That's the most gangster stuff. You want to know why he feels though he can do that? It's because this country is already spoken for. Okay? The fact that he's saying the banking system is safe, this, that, and the third, blah, 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 blah. No, it obviously isn't. You got people lined up outside of Bank of America, okay? The Chase Manhattan Bank, okay? Silicon Valley. Now people are getting their money back, whatever. Okay? This is stuff that's not supposed to be happening. Your everyday average American citizen is putting his or her hard-earned money into the quote-unquote trustworthy hands of the banking system. So, if people are losing money and banks are failing, what does that mean? That means that the bank system obviously isn't safe. We're going to cut back to it.
that the American banking system is really safe and well capitalized. It's resilient.
But I do agree that the system is breaking it out. And one of the major reasons, not the only reason obviously, but one of the major reasons is that you don't have good corporate leadership. So you say, so what? But I'll tell you, so what? If you don't have good corporate leadership in companies, yeah, when the tide is high and things are great, it doesn't matter. And all these guys that run these companies are partying and having a good time and giving themselves bonuses.
I'm Scott Shea, chairman of Signature Bank, and it is a pleasure for me to welcome you to this multimedia, multicasted, multi-spatial meeting of the Pride Council.
CNN, ABC News, the BBC, they're like, it's over, all the banks are collapsing, run for the hills, bigger than 2008. Don't worry though, we've got central bank digital currencies there, and we're going to save you with these, because they're going to have a new system. They haven't told us yet, but you know it's central bank digital currency. They've been prepping it, they've been getting it ready. They are artificially, like they locked down our houses, locked down our businesses, locked us down in the last few years and imploded the third world with 2+ years of lockdowns. They're now getting a new one ready, just cutting off liquidity in the market. But the Federal Reserve's already raised interest rates 5-6 times last year. If they don't cut them now, you know they're deliberately trying to put the economy into cardiac arrest. And the central private banks are not going to prop up the regional and local banks and credit unions, so they all go down and they can bring in the central bank digital currencies, the centralized system that totally controls every facet of your life.
In fact, the controller of the currency nominee in the first year of the Biden administration literally proposed in an article from Vanderbilt that the beautiful thing about having CBDCs is if you're worried about inflation, you just freeze everybody's bank accounts.
The important thing to understand is central bank digital currencies are not currencies. It's a financial transaction control grid.
They've got all the central bank digital currencies ready. They've got the central currencies ready. This is a historic moment, ending Bretton Woods, bringing in a global consortium run by the UN, run by the big central banks, to bring in a new global set standard. In international polls and national polls, upwards of 90% of people don't trust the government and don't like it. So this illegitimate system does not have the people's support.
It's a very strange time where I don't think people have a lot of faith right now in institutions. And so I think there's like a feeling of chaos that exists today that I don't think has ever existed in my life like this before. See Pete Buttigieg, Kamala Harris, and Biden can't get a sentence out. You're like, this is madness. These people are utter fools. And these are the people that are running everything.
But why is that being done? Because Kamala Harris and Barack Obama's third administration under Biden are puppets, fall guys, to take the fall, which I told you 2+ years ago. You need to understand, our so-called elites are like an idiot robbing a gun store. Starting a war, a kinetic war, a nuclear war, is where it's going with Russia, is equivalent of robbing a gun store at noon when you've got 5 employees armed who are trained retired police officers. You're dead.
Yeah, I didn't mean to, because I don't know if YouTube was going to let me even air that. I didn't know that part was going to come up. But what he's saying is real. And, you know, that was a guy getting exactly what he deserved. You know, I don't really care what YouTube does, honestly, because it is what it is. InfoWars, they're not going to claim copyright on this video, and I'm backing it by the word of God. And you know, I've been talking to a lot of people about what's happening now. A lot of people, they can't believe it, but yes, we are in a financial decline. We have been ever since well, honestly, we have been since 2001, since the 9/11 attacks, or the friendly attacks by our own government. I already proved that. I already proved and said that those planes were not real. Okay, those planes were part of Project Bluebeam. Okay, and that's the same technology that has been around for the past 50, 60 years, and it's being you know, they're defining it more. Okay, they're bettering it. Okay, as the years go on. So that whole video, you know, and this is exactly what people need to be paying attention to. I know it's a lot going on, the Chris Rock thing, and I saw it, and it was funny. I like it. You know, and I've always thought, like, well, Will Smith, like, if you ever want to consider yourself a man, then you need to break away from that witch of a woman that you married. Okay? Because Jada Pinkett is definitely a witch. She thrives off of the energy of other people. Okay? And that's probably why she didn't make it as an actress. Because nobody was feeling her. All right? But see, that's one thing about what, and I'll get into that. That's a whole other video. But what I'm talking about today is the breaking down of the banking system. There was no real breakdown. Okay, the real breakdown happened when the Federal Reserve came into prominence and took over the United States with the foreign bankers, the Rockefellers, backing the Federal Reserve to have a world economy. Okay? And it had a lot to do with the Holocaust. All right? The Holocaust was, and you know, I'm going to say it, but the Holocaust is not what everybody thought it was. It wasn't just all about Hitler just killing all these Jewish people. Okay? And I emphasize Jewish. These are Jewish people. Now, I'm not saying they were all bad people. Okay, but a lot of them were doing exactly what these banks are doing today. Taking your money, charging you high interest rates. All right, anyone that ever had a payday loan and you got to pay 600% of that loan back. Okay, so you borrow $600, you're going to end up paying back $1,600. Why is that? It's because of the currency, the fiat money, everything we're dealing with right now. So eventually you got people that are already greedy at heart, and they're going to just say, well, I'm going to be more greedy and take more of your money. Eventually you're going to have a collapse. And that's what's happening now. That's why they're going to come in with the digital currency. That's why I go back to saying, let it go. Let go of that love of your money, that hustle and bustle. Now, you are supposed to work, If you have a family, you're supposed to you're supposed to provide. Okay? You're supposed to make the money however way you can. But if it's getting to the point where you can't take it and it's taking more energy out of you than putting back in, that's when you got to start turning to God and say, hey, God, I'm here. I'm your servant. I'm of service. I will be of service. What am I supposed to do here? Because see, this so-called bank collapse is done by design. Okay? And that's what I'm saying. It's all done by design.
We're about to see bank consolidation, big banks eating little banks, and that means less competition. More consolidation means more government control. So what are they going to do with that control? Well, all things being equal, if people don't start making a lot of noise and exerting an awful lot of pressure, it'll mean digital currency, a currency that politicians control. Sign up for the CBDC app to get your food stamps. You think that's not coming? Of course it's coming. They'd like it to come in any case.
All right, on Saturday, I came in and did a special 2+ hour live broadcast with General Flynn. And he agreed with me that the Obama administration, third term with Biden, the puppet, the Chinese Communist puppet, was trying to crash regional banks to consolidate control so big mega banks could dominate and bring in their CBDCs. But we shouldn't buy into the hysteria because that's what they want. But we should also watch it and be aware and move your money around if you're blessed enough to have more than $250,000 in one bank account or more. Today, literally hundreds of articles, it's everywhere. The big mega banks, their stock's up, all the other stocks are down. The feds have the regulators in control. They could have propped up the Silicon Valley Bank months ago. They knew about the problem a year ago, but instead they told the little investors to get into it. All the big money went out. That's mainstream news today. It's huge.
Now I want to pause Alex Jones real fast because I want to say this, and I actually just thought about this actually. If anyone remember that series that was on Netflix, the Squid Game, where they gathered up, I think, was it 400, 500 people that were like massively in debt to the Chinese government or Chinese economy or whatever. So what happened was they found a way to add up all that money into one big pot, all that debt. And they said, hey, only one of you are going to be able to get this money. This is exactly what Alex Jones is talking about. Okay? One central bank. Now, I haven't seen all this, but I'm pretty sure this is where he's going with it. Your money is going to be tied into one bank. Okay, this is what's happening now. And I want people to understand this because it has to be in one place because it has to be distributed throughout the world. And once it's distributed throughout the world, then they can get into the digital currency. So they want you to go rush to banks like they did off of It's a Wonderful Life. Okay? For people who don't understand, who don't remember that movie, It's a Wonderful Life.
You address the racial dispute.
All right? It's a Wonderful Life. Yeah. When everybody went there and everybody was like, oh my goodness, this is not good. This is da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Tom, did you get the money? No, well I did.
Right?
On the dollar for every share you got. Yes, cash.
Well, what do you say?
Tom, you have to stick to your original agreement. Now give us 60 days on this.
Okay, Randall.
Are you going to Plumbers?
Better to get half than nothing.
Randall, wait. Now listen to me. I beg of
line, he got the department stores, and now he's after us. Why? Well, it's very simple, because we're cutting in on his business, that's why. Because he wants to keep you living in his slums and paying the kind of rent he decides. Joe, you had one of those Potter houses, didn't you? Well, have you forgotten? Have you forgotten what he charged you for that broken down shack? Here, Ed, you remember last year when things weren't going so well, you couldn't make your payments? Well, you didn't lose your house, did you? Do you think Potter would have let you keep it? Can't you understand what's happening here? Don't you see what's happening? Potter isn't selling, Potter's buying. And why? Because we're panicky and he's not, that's why. He's picking up some bargain. Now, we can get through this thing all right. We've got to stick together, though. We've got to have faith in each other.
But my husband hasn't worked in over a year, and I need money. How am I going to live until the bank opens?
I got doctor bills to pay. I need cash.
I can't keep Americans on faith.
How much do you need?
Hey! I got $2,000. Here's $2,000. This will tide us over to the bank reopens. All right, Tom, how much do you need?
$242.
No, Tom, just enough to tide you over to the bank.
I'll take $240.
So there you have it. There you have it, guys. I ain't got to lie, because Hollywood is going to sit there and tell you all about it, right? We're going to tell you all about it because this is what's happening. So if you're being a knucklehead, like those guys are, and look, This Is a Wonderful Life was made, I think, in the 1940s, 1950s. So like I said, everything we're dealing with has already been in the making. Hollywood, celebrities, they already knew about this. They knew this was happening. Look, you have to wake up. Get the hell off of social media. Stop playing these silly games with your mind. Okay? A lot of y'all, my God, a lot of y'all go through these mental hula hoops, these mental, y'all do these mental gymnastics around the truth because you don't care. You don't want to care. You want to keep up with the Joneses. You want to keep up with Daquan and Rashida down the street because they got a 68-inch plasma screen. Well, I'm dating myself, sorry. A 68-inch Apple TV screen. So now you got to go get a 74-inch. What did he say? You're all panicking and he's not. Why is that? Because he's buying and you guys are selling. You're selling yourself out. That's why I say you gotta let go. You gotta let go of the money. They've been knew about it. Now, if you made it to this part of the video, I'm going to get into some scriptures. Now, I want to share the InfoWars videos, but I can't because YouTube and Google, they don't like Alex Jones at the moment. So I gotta do this. So, which I don't mind at all because I love God and I love God over everything. God is first. It is what it is. All right. 1 Timothy 6:10. For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. Exactly. People that has a lot of money, they don't ever want to lose it. Plain and simple. Look at your celebrity. Look at your next door neighbor. Okay? Killing him herself over money that's not even theirs at the end of the day. Okay? When you're born into this country, United States of America, you're born right into debt. Look it up. Look it up. Everybody that was born into this country, even the babies that are born now, could you imagine how much debt these newborn babies are in now? I mean, when I was born in 1988, all right? When I was born in 1988, all the babies I was born that year had about maybe a $30,000, $50,000, $60,000 price tag on that ass. Okay? That's how that goes. So you can imagine what kind of debt these new babies are being born into. Matthew 6:24. No man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. Ye cannot serve God and mammon. Now what's mammon? Mammon is anything that's not of God. All right, so that's porn, money, filthy money. Okay? And as you can see on a dollar bill, it says, in God we trust, but it's written on money. So money could most likely be your God. Now here's the thing, and I'm going to take it off full screen. You want to look up these scriptures, I suggest you look up Bible verses related to the love of money from the King James Version. Boom, 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 boom. And I'm going to whole screen. So look, that's just what I'm saying. Because see, if you made it to this part of the video, if you watched it all, here's my thoughts on it all. I believe that this is how they're going to roll. This is how they're going to roll in the digital currency. Okay? They get enough people to run to the bank to say, oh, I want my money. I want my, and get acting all crazy because they want their money because they see their money's disappearing. Guess what? Your money's been disappeared. It's all digital. Tell me something. When's the last time you went to the ATM to get dollar bills? I'll wait. Exactly. It's already digital. It's been digital. Stop listening to people talking about cash is king, cash is king. And look, I get it. A lot of people saying like, well, Sam B is real easy for you to say because you ain't got no cash. You a broke ass nigga. Well, that's cool too. But I'm telling you right now, if you're missing money from your bank and you feel the urge to go grab your money and try to move it around, don't do it. Because eventually, when it's all said and done, they're going to take a percentage out of your money anyway. Once they move into the digital currency and they can set the marker and the margin for that digital currency. So your little $1,000, right, that you have in your bank account, $1,000, $10,000, $100,000, it can only maybe equal up to 10,000 digital currency or 50,000 digital or 1 million digital currency. You get my drift? Like, this is what's happening, guys. And this is all I'm saying. So look, if you don't agree with me, I would love for this to go somewhat viral. I would love for people to talk about it. If you don't agree with me, put it in the comments. You want to say, Sandy, what are you talking about? What are you saying? You have no idea. Like, you're an idiot. Put it in the comments. I would love to talk about this more before it's all too late and shit hits the fan. But you know what? I'm Sam B. That's the Tune Up Show, and I'm out of here. Peace!